guys, welcome back to another episode of
Rating Arizona
Beers, brought to you by King's Beer and Wine. We are going to be your cider hosts today.
Ooh, yeah.
I am Marcus Pena. This is the great, the one, the only, Eric Walters.
The one, the only. Thank the Lord, right?
Yeah, so, we're doing this little draft series here. And I thought maybe he would have finished it already.
Nah, I was real close, man.
We're doing a draft series right now because King's Beer and Wine has over 80 beers, ciders, and meads on tap.
Yeah.
So you come down to King's, sit down, and just awe at their list. It's absolutely insane.
It is. It's filled with local beers, too. Like, we got Six Byrds. I think they have one or two of those on.
Yes.
Multiples of, like, ones you can't, places are limited by their canning capacity sometimes, right?
Correct.
There's a lot to go into putting a label and all of this. So they've got a great selection of local beers in their coolers, and those continue to expand. You can take them with you. I think you could probably even drink them here.
Absolutely, yeah. Yep.
And there's that, but it's limited, right? When you open up the doors of draft beer, that really opens the options of what people can have. So this one I think is one they put in cans, but there's a lot of ones here that we can review that are on the draft board that are only maybe on draft.
Absolutely.
Which is, dude, I don't know about you, but if I go to a place, I would prefer draft.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would. I'm a draft nerd too, so I would definitely go draft all day. And this is going to be fun because this is Six Byrds Cider.
Six Byrds.
Yeah, so Six Byrds is formerly known as I was going to say the other word, the cider core word, but it was Crush Craft.
Crush Craft.
Yeah, formerly known as Crush Craft. So the Six Byrds is because Crush Craft was taken? Or not taken, but disputed?
It was disputed. It was like a taproom type of place, I think, in California.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of shit for it, and it was a big whole deal. So
they gave them Six Birds.
3 owners, 2 birds apiece.
Yeah,
Six
exactly.
birds.
So you got Six Birds.
Six birds. I like how they did that. I like a little bit of a hey,
Yeah, exactly.
Come on now.
And the cool thing about Six Birds too, they just opened up their tap room. It's rolling.
Yeah, that place looks nice.
Last week.
I think so. Yeah. Well, so I first learned about them. Eric, I believe. So Eric, Jared, and Jackson are the 3 owners. 2 of Eric and Jared are brothers, and then Jackson is the cousin. And I think Eric was the one that worked at the shop. So he was at the shop for quite a while. So you kind of learned about, their desire to make this cider company, and they've been at it for a long time, man. They've been hustling. They have been hustling, and they're finally open. Super happy for these guys. So, but guys, we're going to put you through the ringer here.
Let's see what you really are made of. Not too many cideries to compare to in Arizona.
No.
Very, very, very few. Meaderies and cideries. Are they called cideries? I think it's cidery.
Cider house, cidery.
Cider house.
Yeah,
meadery.
Meadery. It's the same, right?
Right. Cidery. Whatever. So
words.
Not very many of them around. So obviously the elephant in the building is cider core, right?
Cider core. It's a big elephant. Big, beautiful elephant, too.
Yes. But, you have Six Byrds, which, I've had, whenever they release cans, I usually just buy a can of each and we'll take it home and enjoy it. So I'm really excited. This is Concord Grape. This is a cider coming in at 7% ABV, and I think most of their ciders are 7% ABV, if I recall. So
does that make sense then? I guess if you're using a base of something and then adding in whatever, that's why it would make sense. It was consistent.
Yeah, and I think same thing with the other cider company is that the majority of their ciders are 7% ABV.
Yeah,
it's just like across the board. Like 7% seems to be the magic number when it comes to cider. I made a cider not too long ago, just a regular base cider, and it ended up being 7% ABV.
It's a cult thing. It's like
maybe it is. I don't know what it is.
It's like the Rotary Club or something.
It's crazy.
So what is Concord Grape? Well, yeah, let's get a little room.
Well, Concord Grape, isn't it that like Welch's Concord
Grape?
Grape?
Super sweet, right?
Yeah, like
grape.
Yeah, it's a grape.
You would, dude. Grapes to me are like light bulbs. There are 1,000 different varieties, right? And they're all different. Like when I bought a house and had to replace light bulbs, and they weren't just the regular old, white light bulbs. It's like, what voltage and wattage, and then like what? It is the most. I would call my wife so fresh. Like, what the f- is going on? With damn light bulbs these days. Anyways, Concord Grape, the light bulbs of the fruit and vegetable world. Dude, I can't wait to drink this thing. This thing smells so good. It smells like it just smells like a juice. Like remember,
Smells like juicy juice.
juicy juice. Exactly.
It smells, and it actually looks like a juicy juice too, because it comes in that reddish, purplish kind of color, and an off-white head on it. But yeah, it definitely looks like, and it looks like it's carbonated. So again, some ciders come still, some of them come slightly carbonated and fully carbonated. This looks like it's actually kind of fully carbonated.
Well, and this has been sitting here for a little bit, right? Because before we started recording, we were talking to Sarah and Mark from King's Beer and Wine on Central and Thomas for a little bit while this was sitting here, and it's still retaining
holding
that
it.
head.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think we should get a taste on it.
We should.
Yeah,
All right, cheers, buddy. I love juicy juice, by the way, so you don't know how much I want this to taste like juicy juice. It doesn't taste like juicy juice. But
tastes gooder.
Good.
Tastes gooder than juicy juice.
That is good, man. You know what kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of like a Denver wild ale, right? Like you know.
I have no idea what that means.
All right, so
Please
my experience
explain.
outside of Arizona beers it's expanding, right? But it's pretty limited. So when I say, oh, I've been to this place and I've had their beers, like. There's not that many places I've gone where I went to Minnesota. We went to 2 breweries. Great ones. Went to Drecker and we went to one in my wife's hometown. But Denver, I've been to probably 20 or 30 in Denver, right? So I have a good, I feel I have a good foundation of like, okay, I kind of understand what they're, in Denver's wild, spontaneous ales have, obviously they would, right? Because they're, local, the stuff that's inoculating it is local. So it's going to have that local terroir. And it's got a little bit of that to me, man. I like it. It doesn't taste as... All right, so huge fan of Cider Core, right? Just for their products and then them as people as well. And did an episode with those guys 2018, I think, right? When they opened, 2017 even, maybe. And just have had a great relationship with them. So I love their cider. Yeah. Love their cider, right? I go to places and I bring that with me, right? So this... I don't want to say I was expecting something sweeter, but very impressed because it's different, but it's not that sugary sweet cider that you.
It's actually kind of dry.
For sure. Yeah.
It's definitely
but not too dry.
Not too dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Balanced, as Marcus would like to use the word.
Love the word balanced. Yeah. This definitely has a really nice, like you said, that dry, a little bit of sweetness on there as well. But I'm not getting too much of the grape. I'm getting more of the apple.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely more apple forward. But, I mean, that's not taking anything away from how good it is. So.
No. And honestly, I would be honest with you. I'm glad, right? Because when I picture that Concord grape, I picture that deep purple grape that is just too sweet for me.
Yeah, like Welch's grape juice or something like that.
Yeah. So, dang, this is really good. This is, so, I mean...
Yeah, you definitely do get a little bit of, like that sweeter grape. Maybe that's where that sweetness comes from, is that little bit of a grape kind of thing going on. But for sure, the cider, the apple is the star.
For sure.
I mean, and I really do enjoy that dryness that it's given me, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it makes you want to, like,
keep them rocking.
Keep going.
Keep
You're like, my palate's a little dry. Maybe I should wet it a little bit. And then you're like, damn, it's dry again. And you just kind of keep going back at it more.
Like I keep doing as you describe that.
So, yeah, definitely clean, well-fermented, well-attenuated, well-executed cider. But, I wouldn't expect anything less from Six Byrds Crush Craft because... I've been following them and drinking their ciders since their inception and since they were canning, which hasn't been really too long.
No.
But everything I've had from them, their apple pie is like, to me...
I've never had the apple pie.
Yeah. It's like warm, huggy, like grandmother's apple pie kind of thing. So, but, the stuff they do is always amazing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect anything less. And to have it on draft at King's Beer and Wine.
Come on now. Well, so there was a few years ago that Cider Core held remember the Southwest Cider Festival?
No.
Yeah, so they had a cider festival probably 2018. Yeah, 2018, early 2019. And they had a bunch of cideries out there. Like Crushcraft was there. What? Six Byrds was there. Stoic Cidery out of like Prescott, I think. They're like northern Arizona. They make some really good like spontaneous. I think they do a spontaneous fermentation. It's on like a farm and stuff. I want to get those guys on the show. They got a really cool story.
Sure.
But there were, cider houses from really all around the Southwest, all around the country, and the Arizona ones really stood out.
Yeah.
Like they did. They stood out in the sense of not that woodchuck cider that mass produced like sugar bomb that you would get.
Yeah.
Something that just got some just really good flavor to it.
Shillings.
Yeah, right. Yeah. My dad, every time there's one that he always gets when he comes out here. I have to get him a 12-pack of Bud Light, and I have to get him a 6-pack of Ace. That's what it is.
Yeah, Ace.
Ace pair.
Well, so that's the introduction too. That's the gateway cider is Ace pineapple cider. Like my wife's the same way. She's like she'll drink Ace pineapple cider.
Yeah.
But, that was her gateway to like Shillings 10% mango, cider, which actually I think they have here at King's Beer and Wine too. Nice. So you come down here, you can pull some Shillings. You want a big boy cider. I mean,
so are those good? Because I've been turned away because of the previous experiences with like a woodchuck or some of those ones are super sugary. But so I haven't had a lot of the recent ones.
So they're still pretty dry, high ABV. There's alcohol in there, but like. We've gone to a few festivals where they were there, and the wife enjoyed them. So I'm anytime she can enjoy something at a festival, then that could be a draw to the festival. It's like, so she liked it. So I've never partaken in like those big ciders. I like this 7% kind of
I agree with you
area because to me like. 10% cider just doesn't sound
Isn't
right.
that like a light carbonated wine?
It seems like it would be, right?
Yeah. Well, how do we grade this thing?
Oh, yeah. Well, we got to grade it against other ciders.
Damn, man.
I know, and that's a rough one because
that's a rough one.
I love cider.
I do. Well, I mean, 98% of the cider I've had in my life is Cider Core.
Cider Core. Yeah, you're right.
I love it.
Right.
So I would say, from my perspective and my taste, I would give this thing I'd give it a 9, man.
Nice.
I could drink this thing. Absolutely. Yeah, I could have this in the fridge and I would be proud. Once again, Six Bird, I appreciate I don't talk crap about anybody. But I also don't refer people I don't like, right?
Yeah, I know. So, you're right.
So if I have people that come into town, you're up there, Six Bird. Like I'm gonna say, hey, dude, we got Cider Core. Check this out, and we've got Six Bird. It's Stoic. Still want to get some more of theirs under my palate. Yeah. But I've heard great things about them too. So just super stoked about the Arizona cider scene.
I know. Yeah, we need more
cider
houses to open up. We need more meaderies to open up. Just had a new meadery open up not too long ago. So we need more of these different types of fermentation projects opening.
I agree.
Because, it's fun, it's amazing, and it helps the Arizona economy out a little bit, Just go down to King's, go down to Six Byrds now that they're opened up, which is freaking amazing. I'm going to have to get out there really soon.
Yeah. Six Byrds, BYRDS is how you spell birds, which is interesting. I don't have to ask them why that is. Do you know why?
I have no clue.
Is that how you spell birds, like when you flip somebody off?
I don't know.
Maybe it is. Flipping the bird is a BY. Maybe there's a reason behind it, too. We got to look into it. Six Bird, fellas, if you guys are Jackson, Jackson's everywhere. I am convinced that Jackson is a clone,
He's a clone
of other people of himself.
That's awesome.
I see him everywhere. I see him all the time, and the dude's always just hustling. And I know his partners Eric and Jared are as well. But with Jackson being kind of the guy, the man on the streets, man, I'm very impressed with your hustle. And when you come through with a product that is this good, there's respect behind that hustle, right? It's like, Absolutely. Hey, I wouldn't put all of my heart and soul into this if it wasn't for just to pull the wool over your eyes, right? It's like, motherfuckers, I told you this shit was good.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, what I say, 9?
You said 9.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think I'm exactly with you. I was thinking 8.9 to 9, so I'm going 9 too. I think it's a 9 beer. It's an A beer, definitely. Or A beer. Oh my God. I'm doing this beer thing again. I did this with Cider Core before.
You did.
This is an A cider.
This really throws him off more than anything. This guy can
cider
remodel a damn bathroom, but he can't call a cider a beer or whatever.
A beer or cider, cider or beer. Yeah, it throws me off every time. I have beer on the brain. What can I say? This cider, though, Six Byrds,
sure.
of course, I keep supporting you guys. I'll keep buying it because it's delicious. So great job. And thank you to Kings for actually, having it on tap. 'Cause pouring a cider off the tap, if you haven't had that yet.
Much better.
If you haven't had that yet, come down to Kings, go to Six Byrds, and enjoy a cider on tap, because that's the way to truly, truly have a cider.
And then take one home with you, because there's some. I always see their cans in the King's coolers, and I see it more times than not on the draft list. So check them out. Go check out Six Byrds. They're downtown somewhere, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah. King's at Central and Thomas. Thank you guys for watching. Spread the word if you guys like this show. If you want to, tell some friends, even if it's like, hey, check out these two guys. I think they're so cool. Look at this.
Rather be dead than cool.
So is that a song? It sounds like a Limp Bizkit song.
Nirvana.
Or something. Is it?
Yeah.
I'd rather be dead than cool.
Yeah.
Is that a lyric or a song?
Yeah, stay away. It's a song. Anyways, you guys will know what I'm talking about, right? So. Anyway.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.